It's June 1st, 2021, the beginning of the month when we're made to feel like we matter and we're important because companies slap rainbows on consumer goods. I've been out for 30 years now. Old, fat, butch, masculine identifying, cis white guy. Cis gay white guy. I know. Totally the worst, right? But I learned something in the last 30 years that I can hand forward to younger generations. Pride is not a month. Pride is not a day. Pride is not a parade or other social event. Pride is not a rainbow slapped on shitty consumer goods that have been marketed to do nothing more than separate you from your money this month. Pride is an everyday thing. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed, pride is every second in between. Pride is being who you are, not hiding it. Pride is knowing that you live and present to the world as the person you know you are, not the person others expect you or want you to be. And sometimes that's going to suck. You're going to run into people who are going to embrace you, and it's going to be wonderful and affirming. You're also going to run into people who disagree with you. You're going to have friends and family who reject you because your actual self doesn't align with the image and fantasy of you that they've created in their minds. You're also going to have people who surprise you because you think they're going to reject you, and instead they accept you. But you're also going to have people who shock you because you think they're going to be accepting and they reject you. Pride shows us who the people in our lives actually are. It rips away all of their illusions and facade and lets us see them as they are in their pure, raw form, good or bad. You're going to be lucky enough to have people who love you and embrace you despite misgivings and cultural myths about who you are. Unfortunately, you're also going to have people who push you away and cut you off because they've never known someone like you before. This is not your problem. This is not your fault. Never take that personally. It's going to hurt, but it's not something you should hurt yourself over. I've seen the world change so much since September of 1991 when I first said the phrase, "I'm gay," aloud in a group in a public place. I've seen gay and lesbian characters go from being one-dimensional niche characters in movies and TV shows to fleshed out characters who exist to do more than just say, "Hey, I'm the queer in the group." I've seen our ability to marry go from being a very special episode on TV shows to an event as normal as heterosexuals marrying and divorcing. Because God, if you thought that gay men could pull off a hell of a wedding, you should see some of the mudslinging that goes on in the gay divorce. I've seen new friends in the trans community feel empowered to take that step out of the closet, knowing that once they do, that door closes behind them and come out. I've seen them take slings and arrows. I've seen them get embraced. And even though I've had missteps over the decades, and I'm not perfect, I've absolutely fucked up, especially with my trans friends and allies, and unfortunately a few enemies. I've seen institutions like religion slowly open their doors to the Rainbow Tribe. In my lifetime, I've seen the military go from being an organization that would actively reject and cull members of the Rainbow Tribe to being one where we can serve our countries as the Americans we are. It's not perfect. I'm not going to pretend that it is. There are people in many cultural institutions who are either uncomfortable in our presence or they are openly hostile and resistant to our presence. But even slow progress is progress. And even though I sometimes feel useless and antiquated, since I can't always keep up with the changes in rainbow space, I'm still here. For me, Pride is being who I am, including my slowness and sometimes reluctance to keep up with the big group. It's always disappointing when people in the Rainbow Tribe exclude me because I'm struggling to adapt to changes that to them are normal, because other generations have paved the way to break the ground for those changes to happen now. But I'm more grateful that I have people who understand that I'm not perfect. I'm a work in progress who may never be completely evolved or woke. But I will always strive to be better today than I was the day before. That's all any of us can do. I know that in our age of social media, where we can create and curate social circles, it's sometimes easy to feel alone because we microbubble ourselves to the point where we can't always see other people. Sometimes, even in our own rainbow, subcultures, and social bubbles, we don't always feel like we're in sync with everyone else. We sometimes feel alone, even in our declared safe spaces, like there's no one out there, but they're out there. You're not alone. You're never alone. Remember, despite the rainbows that are going to be plastered everywhere in the month of June, pride is not a select point in time. You live pride every day by being you. Pride is being who you are, unabashed and uncompromising, knowing that some people are trying to put you in their crosshairs, but a lot more are willing to step in and take that fire with you. And as bitter as I sometimes feel, I wouldn't give a second of the pain I've endured to make this world a better place for the people who are following behind me. I know that I've helped make a difference, and by being out, you can too.